Hi, my name is Lennon, and I love music. So let's talk about zines. For the uninitiated, zines are a form of self-publication and tend to be about any topic you can imagine. My favorites tend to either be queer-related or about music. One of the best things about zines is that absolutely anybody can make them. Uh, it can just be scrawled out by hand on a single piece of paper, and bam, that's a zine. Or something that's a bit more professional looking, made in InDesign and printed out at home or at a local print shop. And for someone with ADHD who likes to hyperfixate on a number of topics and might not have someone to talk about said topic to, zines are a great format to get that out of me. If you're familiar with me at all, you'll know I've made more than my fair share of zines, and especially music zines. For a good year or so, I was making almost a zine a day just to force myself to write, to get anything out. And quite honestly, it became a bit of an addiction. So this is my zine collection. I can't tell you how many I have off the top of my head, but there are a lot here, like a lot. I tried to read all of them. I never did figure out how I wanted to sort my zines. Everything here is just kind of sorted by size, and I have to rely on a giant spreadsheet to really know what I have or what is here, and that's probably not up to date. But to help us out, I have already pulled us out a few. So to ease you into the world of zines, let's just start with Razor Cake. I only really own this single issue, but the first thing you might notice is, isn't this just a magazine? To that I'd say yes, but there's an important distinction. When you think of magazines, you might think of People, Entertainment Weekly, Time, and what do all those have in common? They're run by corporations, not people. Razor Cake is a nonprofit and are purely sustained by those who buy their zine. The size and shape do not make it a zine. The people do. This is going to be a common thread in all of the zines that we cover today. More often than not, the zinesters are not making a profit off of these things, they are making them for the love of the game. Sure, Razor Cake may be formatted similar to a magazine, but they don't employ a large staff of writers, photographers, or editors. Instead, you'll find the contributors are people that are active in their own local punk scene and want to share stories about their favorite local bands. And this is really one of the best ways to find new music. I mean, sure, you can find a wealth of artists on the internet, and I do find artists I like that way, but damn, the internet is just too loud, you know? Oh hey, look, it's DCXPC. I love that label. We're moving away from punk for a moment, so I can show you how simple a zine can be. This is Songs for Slutty Dykes, a zine after my own heart. And the first thing you'll notice is this one does not look like a magazine. It comes in a CD sleeve and is a lot smaller and ultimately what I would call a playlist zine. There's no rule for these zine subgenres, but that's just kind of what I call this one in my mind. This one in particular has lots of pop, but it's just so pretty to look at. And the added benefit of maybe getting me laid. Okay, they make no promises, but a girl can dream. Ah, Kesha. Here's another zine in that format. Tracks 17 by Andrea Bell. It is also what I would call a playlist zine, as it is full of playlists, but you'll notice Andrea here made comics to go along with each playlist. This one is cool as it has a bit more of a story. In fact, the back states it's a musical adventure of one girl's musical journey through the 2000s to the present, which is cool. I don't know what else to say. It actually looks a lot similar to a zine that I'm working on at the present moment, but that project won't see a release for at least like a year. And this is the part in the video where I tell you to subscribe if you want to, at least. I've never really said that in any of these videos. Okay, cool, next zine! Dyke Mike is a zine in a similar size to the last two that we've talked about, but I'd imagine it would be wrong of me to not cover it. I only have this first issue, and I don't know that other issues were ever released. But it's a short little zine with an interview with Hannah Sandoz. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, Hannah. She was a queer Chicago artist I'd never heard of prior to this zine. I just love how this looks, by the way. It's pretty similar to ones that I've made in the past, which tend to be handmade and collage-style zines, or involve some sort of collage. Sandoz in here name-dropped Wendy Carlos, which means that I've got to check out their music immediately. Might get to that after I'm done recording, actually. By the way, Ro, if you're hearing this, make more issues, please. I live for this. Alright. Used records and tapes. I don't think there's ever been a zine speaking my language more than this. It has cool art to look at, reviews of classic albums, and stories of finding gold in your local record store. What more could I possibly want? I mean, in my zine, I wrote about a remote, but I digress. Used Records and Tapes is made by Chris Allman and Mike Dixon. It has cute little comics, random record store lists, everything about this screams crate digging. It's made by crate diggers for crate diggers. And if you don't know what a crate digger is, they're the people who frequent your record stores. And I mean, look at this cute little Asia Serpent Goober. And their rendition of a Synchronicity's cover is just delightful. And I'm just now realizing while going through this zine for the script that this zine probably subconsciously influenced my zine stacks. And by extension, this whole YouTube channel. So thank you, Chris and Mike. Never stop making these, lest we forget about the Barbie and Ken three-way of 1979. I do not have these in order of the script, so I'm going to try to get these in order, what I remember them being. Alright, it's Micro Music Zine Speed Round. The Miranda Pamphlet by Natalie Bell. It's a small zine made about Lin-Manuel Miranda, made in my college creative writing class. The Kids Are All Right. Another zine made in my college creative writing class about the experience of seeing Beyonce and Jay-Z in concert, but also with a deeper message about black artists and how they shaped the author's writing. Third Wave Ska by Melly, a tiny zine with an adorable cover that actually is the reason that I got into Third Wave Ska on a deeper level. So thank you, Melly, for introducing me to Dancehall Crashers, leading me to go as far as to see them live, also Ska P, and a little punk music. That's amazing. Is this cheating? Anyways, it covers a small handful of artists that I was listening to heavily at the time, with short bios and song recommendations in a collage format. And The Forgotten Velvet, a comic zine about Doug Yule by Luke Geddes, in a style similar to those stupid evangelical you're going to hell type comics. In fact, he has a whole series and a whole display case of these at my local zine shop, Quindy's. Now that was just a small handful of what I have in my collection, and it also just scratches the surface of the zine world, let alone the music zine world, without even getting into the history of the zine, which I don't know that I'm qualified to cover just yet. But if you want to see more content like this, please do subscribe. I don't really have a schedule in mind for these videos, but I plan on doing some videos about all sorts of my hyperfixations. For those enjoying the concert footage I film when I have the chance with this very camera, those will not be going anywhere, and I do plan to continue on making them. So for the small number of you that have been here since Found Sounds, that content will continue. I'm just trying something new. And also, as always, I am encouraging anyone watching this to go make art, even if you think it's shitty.